Hi, this is day 35 of the Daily Spark Questions, and this one says, how does my sense of time change depending on emotional or physiological state? How does my sense of time change depending on emotional or physiological state? Good question. I think about time a lot. Like I've said before, I've been a timeaholic. I feel like I've been too focused on time and it takes me out of the present moment. Like future planning, how my day should go, how long each particular task should or shouldn't take me. In the past, it's been like, okay, I come by it honestly. I think my family was very much that way. Like, you know, we were uh, just kind of an average blue collar family that everyone was off doing their thing. So we're always keeping track of who would be home, what time, like everything was so, and it's common. I think we're mostly time bound people. It's like everything's on a schedule. And then I come by it honestly because I was a project manager. Everything was like, is it on time? So anyway, so I do think about time a lot, and it's played an annoyingly big part in my psyche over the years that I'm trying to break free from. So I'm glad it's talking about this sense of time, because truly, when I was thinking about this the other day, what was it? Last night, I sat down. I was just trying to I'm only going to do what calls to me in the moment. And so I went down in my studio, sat on the floor, and started playing with some art supplies I still had. I just kept the mess of supplies out. I'm not even rinsing brushes right now, which is an act of restraint. And I'm like, you know what? When I feel like washing my brushes, I'll do them all at once and it'll be amazing, I'm sure. But I hadn't even thought that far ahead. I was just like, nope, I don't want to do that. I have plenty of other cheapy brushes to pull out and just play with. So anyway, when I sat down there, I realized after the fact I didn't look at the clock once. I had no idea how much time had passed, and I just played with my art supplies, creating a weird thing until I felt done, and my eyes had felt a little tired. So I'm like, I wonder, yeah, it's probably close to bedtime. So then I was like, oh yeah, it's actually earlier than bedtime. I'll go put myself in bed and do some meditation, whatever. So that was beautiful, like just allowing myself to be in the moment of and not worrying about time at all. And because a lot of times, like I've said before, I'm working on this or at least I don't know, working isn't the right word, but what's important to me right now is to look at I want more creativity in my life. So how can I do it without forcing it or putting limits on it or expectations? And okay, I'll just leave all my shit out, sit down and play with it when I want, and walk away when I'm done, And I'm like, oh, so far I'm really loving that. Thank God I can close the door because it is a train wreck in there. So that's that where was I going with that? Because I wanted to say when I'm in the present moment, because this is asking about how does my sense of time change depending on emotional or physiological state. I think my emotional state was one of centeredness. I wasn't feeling this anxiety about doing something, being productive with time, which is the reason for me wanting to look at time and see what are my attachments to time. So I was like, well, I feel like in that moment, in hindsight, looking back now to last night, I was like, oh, I was just doing the thing. All day long, I had gone through the motions of doing the next thing, not really planning far ahead. Every time my mind goes to planning and at the end of the workday for some, I'm like, nope, just don't even think about it. Just stop. It's like breaking a bad habit, So it's not even attaching to stopping doing it. I just start, oh, that's happening again. Okay, set that aside and stay present. So I was emotionally, I think, just centered. I wasn't in a state of like, having any real emotions other than like pretty calm, pretty centered, because probably I had gone through the whole day just like doing the thing that was. I had things to do, but I could do them in a different order. So I'm like, I'm only going to do the thing when I absolutely feel like, yes, I want to do it now, because I had some things I could do in different orders, and I love that. So it's like, because the old me, whatever, shut up. So it's like would just try to like, what's the most efficient route through this day, aligning all my tasks, like what's the most efficient. Efficiency was key. Like, oh, this is project manager stuff I'm like deconditioning myself from. So then the physiological state, like in my body, I guess when I think about my sense of time, like what are my physiological states? I guess it could be like, for me, like let's say hungry, tired. What are those physiological needs that seem to bubble up into my awareness to say, oh, so in that moment of like, oh, my eyes feel a little tired, I think that influenced me, like wanting to pay it to like grab onto time and say like, where am I in time? Is it reasonable to go to bed right now? Like, reasonable. I don't know why I said that either, but like, I'm tired, go to bed. So physiologically, like maybe hunger too. I feel like sometimes when I get really hungry, like maybe time also becomes really important. Like I start wondering, like, how much time do I have to like cook a meal or go get something or whatever. Um, and so my sense of time feels like more like if I'm paying attention to it, then it feels like an important thing to be aware of, which then makes time seem faster. Because when I'm not paying attention to time, I swear, like, I did more fun stuff in that hour of playing with art supplies than, like, in hindsight, I knew it was an hour, but I lost all sense of time because I wasn't at the moment tired, hungry. Like, my physiological state felt calm and grounded, and nothing was, noticeable. And then when I stood up, I'm like, oh shit, my back. Because I was like sitting on the ground hunched over. And I'm like, well, probably should find a better way to sit if I'm going to do that again. So those are the things that are coming to me. It's really like when I feel like emotionally centered, physiologically centered, I'm more able to just lose all sense of time. I feel like nothing is pulling me into the, oh God, there's a problem to fix. And when I have a problem to fix, somehow I get all time bound to like, okay, well, we have this amount of time to fix it. So not a groundbreaking question, but it does. All of these are like pointers to notice things. So it's like lately with my meal prepping, I feel stuffy. I feel like I'm PC, because part of the thing I'm working on too is conscious eating. You know, like when I sit down to eat, not having any distraction, nothing on that. Like I'm taking February and saying no more like online, like Netflix, whatever, all those things. And at the very most, I might finish a podcast while I'm eating. And I'm trying to play with the difference, like where my like with where I was going with the meal prep is like when I'm my physiological states. If I let myself get so hungry that I'm like that it's a problem to fix, then I don't make healthy choices, or I eat too much, or I want to go like those old patterns of like, and this goes back to my childhood stuff of like I need comfort. Like it's a distraction. So I need like a show on TV or something. It's old conditioning. So I'm looking at that and I'm like, oh, how could this look different? How could I do it differently? So when my meal prepping, I'm prepping like small snacks that I know that I'm like, I will look forward to eat to keep my energy level up throughout the day and keep my hunger more steady versus like, so that's kind of some things I'm working on. And that kind of makes me think about the time bound stuff too, because I feel like when I don't meal prep and I don't have, like, if I go into my day and I'm like, I know I have a bag of snacks, then it's one less thing on my mind of like, oh shit, I've got to worry about when can I fit in and how can I fit it in the energy upkeep throughout a busy physical work day as a body worker. It's like, so I've had to place more emphasis on the prep part of that, which then helps me lose sense of time because then I know I'm fully equipped and I can just reach for an easy to eat snack without worrying about time, like between clients, beginning of the day, end of the day, whatever. So, and that's that related to this physiological state. And I've done meal prep over the years, and I don't know if I really did it for my right reasons. And now I'm like very practical about, it's not about this perception of weight, like managing weight. To me, it's more about taking care of this physiological stuff, like basic physiological needs, energy levels. How can I reduce my attachment to this idea of like big meals because of like perceived, the conditioning around perceived food scarcity? So I'm playing with like, oh, what are different, how could this look different? How could I change up what I eat and how I eat it and in what quantities I eat it? How might that change my attachment and my old conditioning? So far I'm loving it. It seems to feel like really natural, really good, and I love playing in the kitchen for like an afternoon meal prep. It's so fun. And I have one goal this year of creating the perfect snack. Uh like I've had this idea of like every snack or every little chunk of thing that I could eat for energy and for enjoyment and all that uh is like 90% there. And I'm like, I just want to create the perfect snack. I'm so close. I've been practicing through January and trying it out on people, but really I'm just sharing because I don't care what they think about it. It's about my snack and what I want from it. They can make their snack for their taste buds. So I've played with some different things and I'm getting close. And today I thought of one. I accidentally ate a walnut and then a carrot stick close together. It wasn't an accident. I did it on purpose. But what was the accident was the flavor combination of walnuts and carrots. And then I had this idea of like slightly dehydrating some banana and like somehow making, I don't know, this came to me, so I want to work on it. It's like, and I made some awesome homemade granola the other day that had all kinds of weird stuff in it. And I'm like, oh, and it came out in like chunks, like, oh, so good. No sweetener, no, because in the past this is so boring to you. I'm sorry. I guess I just got on like my thing about managing my physiological state. It's also actually this food thing. It has been a crutch for me or something. So, or like a grip it has on me because I've always sort of been like busy and trying to like I go long stretches without any food and then like eat all the food and I'm like, oh, it makes me feel crappy. I just want to feel even. So I feel like I'm getting like it feels better now than it ever has in the past. So that's why I'm focusing on this food stuff. So that's why I think it's related to this. This sense of time feels bound up with like food and nourishment and energy. So it's like it's a weird, it just had me thinking about this, that weird relationship when I actually try to work on the conscious eating thing, actually seems to somehow neatly like loosen my grip on time attachment in certain ways. In other ways I still think about time too much, I think. The creativity one, creativity and food, those seem to be, I'm just piecing this together. Those seem to be like the two things I would love to like have more equanimity around. Like creativity doesn't have to be this, like the expectation I put on it is insane. Then I want to dissolve that. And then the attachment to like, and I know where it comes from, like the food scarcity thing. It's like, I know where all this stuff comes from. It's just like, okay, now how do I work with it? And then the food thing, this seems to be working great. I mean, and the side effect, like I said, I wasn't doing it for weight necessarily, but the side effect plus going to the gym, I've lost like 5 pounds in like 2 weeks. So I'm like, 3 weeks. So doing it kind of steady and without emphasis, and I'm like, oh, okay. So that, I'm just gonna stop talking now. I've already talked way too much. You didn't need to know all of that. But where do you feel like your sense of time changes based on emotional or physiological states? I just thought of like sleep and hunger, but they're all in energy levels. There's just all kinds of other physiological states, I'm sure. I would even say I almost went with anxiety, but I feel like that's more of an emotional state but we feel it physiologically also. Same with stress. Like stress is a physiological kind of response. And I feel like that, okay, I'll end on this one because that's been huge in my life. Like this, like running out of time has been like one of my major stressors in life. Like around my old line of work, just like, running out of time. Like there's not enough time to get this job done. And it led to all kinds of like physiological stress that I've had to, thank God I quit that career. It probably would have run me into the grave. I don't know. Like, just like, so that, and I used to be a procrastinator, and I finally got over that for the most part. Yeah, really, I don't deal with that anymore. But with procrastinating, it's all about time and expectation, and like, oh God, the grip of procrastination is like, it's a grip. I'm so glad to be done with it. I'm questioning myself every time I say I'm done with something because I'm like, am I? And yeah, it hasn't come up in a while. You never know if you're fully done with something. So I'll report back. But that stress is a big physiological thing and time. It was for me, like for most of my life. So what about you? Bye.